Hey there, welcome to the show. My name is Andrew, and in today's episode, we're doing a live Q&A on yet another 5 ways for you to be able to make money from home and online. These ones are a little bit outside of the box compared to the ones that we've mentioned over the last few weeks. If you're new here, please don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you can stay updated on the latest videos, live streams, and more. If you're a member of the consulting crew, welcome back. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Let's get to it. As I said, welcome to the show. My name is Andrew, and today I've got another 5 ways for you to be able to make money from home and online. These ones are a little bit outside the box compared to what we've been doing over the past few weeks. If you have any questions on today's episode or any of the previous episodes, please feel free to drop them into the live chat and I'd be more than happy to answer them. If you could do me one huge favor and put your question in all caps, it'd make it a lot easier for me to be able to differentiate between regular conversation and questions. That way I don't miss it. It would be greatly appreciated. And thank you, Fidel, for being here. Nice to see you as well, Kim and Danny Mac. Greatly appreciated. Hope you're having a good day and staying warm. If your weather's anything like mine here, it is bitterly freaking cold. And, we're supposed to be in spring, but over the next 2.5 days, we're under a winter storm warning for anywhere between 2.5 and 9.5 inches of that wonderful white fluffy stuff, that we're all tired of seeing. So I hope you're staying warm because I definitely am not looking forward to the next 48 hours. So we've got 5 ways for you to be able to make money from home and online. As I said, these are a little bit outside of the norm of what we've been talking about the past few weeks. And Vidal, seeing as how I know you're here, if you could do me one huge favor and post in the live chat any questions you have about the affiliate marketing, I would greatly appreciate it. I will be beginning the recording process of our next series of the deep dive starting this week to be able to be prepared for our next series of videos on ways for you to be able to make money from home and online. And I want to ensure that I answer your questions that you have. And if you have any questions on any of the other videos that have been covering the past few weeks on these different ways, please put them in the live chat as well because I will prioritize those first over the rest of the series. So today, number 1, scrapping metal. I know you're probably thinking, how is scrapping metal going to be able to make me money? Well, first off, the more metal you have, the more money you can make, whether it's copper, aluminum, steel, anything. The more metal you have, the more money you can make. This is something I do myself. I have about roughly 10 pounds of copper already stripped, and probably another 10 to 15 pounds that I have left to strip to be able to get that metal out and be able to exchange at the scrapyard for cash money. Now, myself, I'm not going to scrap absolutely all the copper I have because of my native ancestry copper is one of our traditional metals, so I actually intend on using some of mine to make my own copper products, as well as trade in some to the scrapyard to be able to make a few bucks that way as well. But any electrical products you have that you feel like taking apart if they don't work anymore or plan on throwing them out, you can actually take all the metal out of them and save it, set it off to the side, get a nice little bit of weight, and then trade it into the scrapyard and be able to get a few bucks out of each of those different metal types, whether it's copper, aluminum, steel, silver, anything. All metal has a melt value, and that's what you're going for. And as I said, the more weight you have, the more money you'll make. Number 2, build and lease websites. Now, yes, this one does take a bit of an investment to do, but you can definitely be able to make your money back depending on which niche you want to do it in. Depends on how easy or how difficult it can be in the long run. Now, for an example, if you were to create a website and name it iPads for sale, that one is not likely to be able to take off all that easy because you've got to compete with Apple for their iPads and then everybody else that's out on the internet for that same kind of product. Whereas if you were to, for example, create a website about dentists in Kansas City, you can then market that website to dentists in Kansas City to go, hey, I have this website and we can put your information onto it, and then they will pay you in return for having that website with their information, which will help them generate further business. Number 3, making balloon animals. I know you're probably thinking, why in the hell would I want to do that? Well, it's one of them wonderful little tricks that if you have that skill, you can make some good money. You can go to children's events, birthday parties, bar mitzvahs, family functions, schools, anything like that. Be able to do balloon animals and make a few bucks for a couple hours worth of entertainment. And if balloon animals isn't up your alley, you always have magic shows, face painting, temporary tattoos, and so on. Those are all good ways for you to be able to make a nice little chunk of change for a short period of time. I will also list the websites and other YouTube videos that demonstrate these kind of things in the description after this live stream for you to be able to check those out as well. Number 4, though this one particularly isn't all that well for us in the visually impaired community. If you're still able to drive, if you are in the visually impaired community, awesome. If you're not, I'm sorry, but this one is more geared towards those that are sighted or able to drive. But that brings us to the fact of driving for Uber or Lyft. Driving for them allows you to make a nice little bit of money depending on the distance that you're traveling. They give you a set rate for just showing up. You then have the rate for mileage as well as a small rate for every minute that you are driving. On average, you're looking anywhere around 4 to 5 bucks the instant that you show up at that request for a ride. Now, each company does have their own rates and fees associated with it, so you have to dive a little bit deeper into that until we get into the deep dive series of these videos. And then lastly, for today's 5 is offline marketing. You would be surprised on how many companies out there have no idea how to market their product or service, whether it's online or offline. And if you do it offline, you can go to these companies, present your skill to them for marketing, and then turn around and do marketing offline to promote them as well as online to promote them and be able to help them generate further income for their business and in turn generate some income for you. If you have any questions, please feel free to drop them into the live chat and I'll be more than happy to answer them for you. If you're watching this on a replay, go ahead, drop your questions down in the comments section and I will get to them as soon as possible. Make sure you wear gloves. I'm assuming that you're talking about wearing gloves when you're talking about scrapping metal. And yes, that can actually be beneficial because depending on the metal that you're working with, you might get a poke or two, especially with wire. When you're stripping wires down, they do tend to fray and can poke you. If you're wearing gloves, it is a nice way to protect your fingertips and the rest of your hands, as well as if you're taking apart larger items as well, as they may have sharp edges. And uh, let's zoom in here. Now, question for you, Danny, because I know you're across the pond. Do they do the same thing over there in the UK when it comes to the scrapyard with bringing in your metals? Do they give you the option of all the different metal types? Is it just specific metal types? And how well would you say that they give you for your exchange of metals for your pay? I know this is usually probably something that would be fairly universal between countries, but I'm curious. I have never been to the UK, so it intrigues me. Okay, good deal. Glad to know I was spot on with your reference. Get a quick sip of coffee. It's hard to believe that we've got one more video coming up this coming Monday, and we will be at the end of this series of 5 ways to be able to make money from home and online. And please, if you have any specific ones that I have mentioned over the past few weeks, few months, and you want more information, please, please drop your questions into the live chat or into the comment section below so I can be able to answer your questions in the upcoming series for the deep dive. I will prioritize the ones that you are most interested in to be first rather than making you wait until later on in the series. We don't have to strip the metal down over here, but they pay less if you have the rubber on and etc. Yeah, see that's pretty much the same here. For example, like if it's an extension cord, if it's still whole, they're not gonna pay you as much. If you cut off the ends at the very minimum, some of the scrappers will actually pay you the regular melting price, your exchange rate, for one that has the ends cut off and still has the plastic or rubber coating on it. Whereas some of them are very particular about it being 100% stripped down to just the bare metal itself. You have to check with your local scrapyard to see what their requirements are. I myself, just to be on the safe side, because there are a few different places around that do accept the various different metals, and 1 minute they will take them one way and then the next time they won't. So I just save myself the hassle of extra work and do it all at once. And as I said, I've got a crap ton of copper sitting downstairs right now that is 100% clean and ready to melt. And then I still have a crap ton that has to be stripped. So I'm going to take approximately half of what I have and use it myself, and then the other half I plan on taking to the scrapyard and making the money off of it. Excuse me. Okay, and various metals and price changes with demand. Yeah, that sounds about like here for the most part. You never know with them. The spot value of the different metals is changing constantly. I'm a coin collector as well, so I always look at the metal exchange rate for the melt value, and literally it is changing at every second of the day until the stock market closes. So 1 minute you could have, we'll say, an ounce of copper and it could be valued at $15 hypothetically, and then not even a minute later that same metal can actually drop or increase in price drastically, just like silver and gold, everything else for precious metals. It is on a constant changing basis throughout the entire day. So long as the stock market's open, it is fluctuating up and down, up and down, up and down. Yep, yep. They prefer stripped down because it's time consuming and costly, and you need it as pure as can be for melting. They also pay higher for a better grade of melt. Yep, yep. Heck, I've actually seen one of the companies here, they don't care. They'll take it as is. You bring it in, and they have a freaking fire pit that they will just throw the entire slew of metal into, and if it has anything on it that needs to be melted off, they just burn it off. Short time later, they'll go over when the fire is out and just take out the metal that they threw in and call it good, because at that point it's already been pre-melted and it's about as pure as you're gonna get it. That is one of the kind of a downfall of the different scrapyards, is they have their own little guidelines that they like to follow, and that entirely affects what kind of price you're going to get in exchange for the metal that you bring them. If you have any questions, please feel free to drop them into the live chat or into the comment section below, and I'll be more than happy to answer them for you. I am curious, out of all of the videos that we have covered over the past few weeks, what one stood out to you as the most interesting? Was a worldwide copper shortage about 6 years ago, and they were paying ridiculous money for it. Really? I never noticed it a few years ago. I know that there's been just in the past few months that it has fluctuated so much. The last time that I looked at the conversion rate for copper, it was $26 an ounce. And I about fell over because I never thought that I would see copper at $26 an ounce. No, Kim, I'm not kidding. I actually did post into our consulting crew group, and I put the playlist link in there as well. That way, just in case you all couldn't remember, you had the ability to go back in and look at the list. I can actually go through tonight and I will designate about an hour or so to go through, and I will make up a entire list of the different ways that I have covered over the past few weeks, and that way it's all right there, easier for you to be able to sift through and ask your questions. Because I want to make sure that when I do these videos and live streams on the next series, that I prioritize the ones that you're almost interested in, rather than trying to guess at, okay, let's do this one, and this one for the first few weeks, and it be something that you're not even interested in at all. So any input would be greatly appreciated. What is your weather like down there, Kim? I'm curious because, as I said a moment ago, it is getting chilly here, and one news channel says we have a possibility at 2.5 inches, and then one of the other news channels says we have a chance up to 9.5 inches over the next couple days of that wonderful white fluffy stuff. Next week on Monday is our last video on 5 ways to be able to make money from home. And then after that, the following Monday, we will begin our deep dive series. That's why I'm trying to get feedback and input now, and any questions you might have. That way, if it's something I don't already know the answer to, I can do the research and have it ready for that video. For the most part, I have a great deal of research already done on all of these, and I just stick to the bullet points for each of these live streams rather than going through the entire notes that I have on everything. Mid 60s and sunny, that's not fair. Hey, Seeing Blind, how's it going? Yes, it has been a while. Nice to see you here with us. Hope you're doing well and staying warm. If you have any questions, please feel free to drop them into the live chat. I'll be more than happy to answer them for you. Trust me, Kim, if I could just get in a car and drive my skinny blind butt down there, I would definitely do it. 60s and sunny is way better than what it currently is. Just before the live stream, it was 45 degrees and slowly starting to drop, and rain. And they're saying anywhere between uh, 50 for our high over the next couple of days if we're lucky, and the temperatures are going to be dropping down to the mid 20s. Oh, you guys are just, I'm jealous. 60s and 70s. It'd be nice if we could have that here in Michigan. We got lucky and we had 2 days this month that were 80. After that, that's all it took. Right back downhill it went. See, even for 60s with a chance of showers, that's better than being in the 40s and dropping. I could handle that a lot better. Um, but I was curious about the best way to promote affiliate links on YouTube channels and social media. Okay, affiliate links requires one thing. Once you have your affiliate, no matter who it's for, what product or service that it may be. When you do them on YouTube, you want to mention them in your videos if it is something that you can relate to your content. If not, you can still always mention it briefly and then have your link down in your description. But one thing that you definitely need to do is you have to make it known within your description with that link that it is an affiliate link. Whether you mention, hey, I may make a commission off of your purchase at no cost to you, or something to that effect, depending on what it is that you're marketing for that affiliate link. You need to do this because if you don't, it actually violates the Federal Trade Commission's guidelines, and they can go after you as well as YouTube can go after you for not making that information known. Around 60 in the UK today. Yeah, you guys, I'm telling you, man, you're making me jealous. I'd like it to stay in the 60s right now. I'd much prefer it to be closer to 80 and decent compared to 45. But that is definitely one thing that you need to do, Vidal, if you're going to do affiliate marketing, is you need to clarify that it is an affiliate link and that you are potentially going to get some kind of perk in return for that affiliate link. As I said a second ago, if it's a product or a service, then you're going to have to state what it is that you're going to get. Like, for instance, I'm a partner for StreamYard. So if you use the link for my StreamYard referral, you'll get your membership and I will actually get a discount off of my membership at no added cost to you. And that's one of the best things is when you use my link, you will also get a credit towards your paid service as well. Are there any requirements to be a freelance beta reader? As far as I know, no, there is no requirements that I know of for being a freelance beta reader. That would be entirely up to the author or potentially business that would be having you do that service on their behalf. Hey, what's going on, Greg? Nice to see you here. Hope you're having a good day. What's your weather like over there by you? Because I know you're closer to the coast. Oh, Danny, you just said that four-letter S word, man. Gonna go have to tell somebody to wash your mouth out with soap. You're swearing now. You notice I have not said that word yet in this stream because it's swearing in my book. I'm just saying that that begins with S and ends with W. That no, man, no. This is supposed to be spring. We need to go forward, warmth, not backwards in cold. Greg, I think we need to come up with a punishment for Danny. He said that S word that we're all tired of. I'm just saying, Danny. You, that's just bad, man. Bad, bad, bad. That's like them other four-letter words that we're not supposed to say. Upper 60s today. It was in the mid 50s over the weekend. Well, you're closer to the weather like I'm getting here. Just before I started the stream today, it was 45, and we're going to be dropping down to the mid 20s. Our wonderful news people are saying that one channel says we could be getting 2.5 inches, and another channel says we could be getting up to 9.5 inches of that white, fluffy, cold stuff, and I'm not too thrilled about that. I would much, much rather have it stay closer to like 70, 80. Myself personally, I would prefer it to be closer to 80 and at least comfy. It don't have to be like super humid, but I would prefer it to be a comfortable, roughly 80 degrees, and I'd be happy. Sometimes I really think I need to live in a different state down in the south or in some freaking island somewhere where it's usually 80 all year round, because I'd be like super thrilled that way. Yeah, see, Danny, even Greg agrees with me. Don't use that S word. That's bad. It's supposed to be spring. We can use that S word, spring. It's 5 letters. Just saying. Let's see. Vidal says, I've been researching beta reading to do as freelance work and noticed that on Fiverr they charge by word. Would it make a difference if I charged per page or page count? Myself, in my opinion, Vidal, if you notice that they trend with doing by word on Fiverr, and then you wanted to do it by per page, you potentially could actually get more business, in my opinion, because if they're charging by the word, you could have somebody, for instance, just hypothetically, we'll say Lauren and Nicole divided by sight and the blind mage. You could have their book here, which is almost 400 pages long, and you could have one hell of a price tag for doing proofreading or beta reading 400 pages. especially if you're going by the word. I'm kind of curious now, what is the rate per word that you're seeing trend on Fiverr? Is it like 25 cents, 50 cents, a dollar? You know, that could add up quite a bit in a very short amount of time. And if you were to set a flat rate per page compared to everybody else charging a small fee per word, you potentially could get more business that way. Because if it were me being the one looking for somebody to do something like that and compare rates, we'll say roughly 400 pages at, we'll say 50 cents, a dollar per page, just for an example. At a dollar a page, that's $400 for beta reading that book, compared to somebody that could be charging 50 cents or a dollar a word. And we already know there's thousands and thousands and thousands of words within that 400-page book, which would be a freaking extraordinary price tag for a proofreading. So, in my opinion, you could actually do something like that and get more business, because it would potentially have a fairer rate for that author to have you do it. Excuse me. For example, they'll say something like $10 for 25,000 words. Danny, I'm giving you a virtual kick in the ass. I'm just saying. Kim, I'm giving you a virtual kick in the ass for starting it. No, I don't. No. What is it with you guys in that S word? See, at least Fidel's with me on this one. It's evil and it needs to go away. You guys are mean. I'm just saying, you keep using that S word. It's depressing. Greg, and you're cooperating with this? What the hell, man? What is it? Just pick on Andy Day or something? The S word. I cannot believe you three. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, gotta love the consulting crew. You just gotta harass me, I swear. You know, maybe I'm just gonna forget your guys' birthdays now. Just saying. Keep harassing me over that S word. The cold never bothered you anyway. Well, you're over in the UK, so the cold lasts longer for you anyway, it seems like, from what I hear. You guys are like further north than what we are, and you're surrounded by water. No, but that phrase you just used, Danny, just made me think of that freaking Frozen cartoon movie, whatever the hell it is for kids. Oh, now you're really pushing it, Greg. Oh, Vidal, you just used that word. You guys are all in trouble. I'm just saying. Danny's like 1.5. He's like, hell no, I don't want to. He's like, I kind of want to, but I don't want to see that at the same time. He's like, I don't even want to imagine that. To our one lucky viewer over on Twitch, thank you for joining us. I hope that wherever you may be watching this, that it's warm and it's not doing that white fluffy stuff outside in your neck of the woods. And be more than happy to have you over here with us in the live chat on YouTube as well. And if you haven't already, please feel free to join the consulting crew on Facebook. We tend to have our own conversations there. Sometimes we talk about some of the content that we do here on the channel, as well as just pick on each other as the consulting crew is currently doing with me in the live chat here on YouTube. Well, Greg, you did kind of say that you did want to see it because you wanted it to be in a picture on the Facebook group. But then again, you would have to rely on the screen reader or the alt text to describe what it would be anyway, most likely. So it's not like you would really have to see it. That is definitely one thing that does come in as a benefit for us in the visually impaired community is we don't necessarily have to see things that we don't want to see. If I wasn't zoomed in to be able to read all these comments from you guys picking on me about that their particular S word, I wouldn't be acknowledging it, but I wouldn't be able to answer any questions or comments that came in either. You guys are just cruel. You're cruel. I'm just saying. But we are approaching the top of the hour. So if you have any questions on today's 5 topics or any of the others that I have mentioned over the past few weeks on ways for you to be able to make money from home and online, please feel free to drop them into the live chat, or if you're watching on replay, go ahead, drop them in the comments section below, and I'll be more than happy to answer them for you. And just a quick reminder that next Monday is the last in this particular series of 5 ways to make money from home and online. And the following Monday after that, we will begin the deep dive into all of the different ways I have mentioned over the past few weeks. So if you have an interest in any of the ways that I have mentioned in the past, please feel free to comment or post in the live chat and let me know what questions you may have on any of them or which particular one you are interested in, and I will be sure to prioritize them over the rest of the ways that I have covered to give you that information sooner rather than later on in the series. Who thinks Andrew should start a blind bobsled team? Hey, I'm good with that. We can do that one. The question is who's gonna be the driver and who's gonna be the brakeman or person? Because, you know, as far as I can tell right now, with everybody in the live chat and myself included, we do technically have enough to start a bobsled team. We could do the recreation of Cool Runnings, but blind style. That would make one hell of a comical movie, in my opinion. Fidel says she can't drive, so count her out of driving. That's okay, Fidel. That means you could be one of the people sandwiched in the middle and help with the weight distribution and turning. Greg says, sorry, I'm allergic to bobsleds. My ass. Just for that, we should stick your ass in the back end and be the brakes. You should be comfortable back there anyway. You don't have to worry about seeing what's coming at you in case we decide to smack into the top of the wall or something like that. Danny. Uh-huh. I see how that works out, Danny. I'm gonna remember that later on. Uh, was that the only question you had, Vidal, about the affiliate marketing? Because I will definitely go over that in the deep dive. I will be more thorough in the information that I give, as well as some tips and tricks that I've picked up over the past few months about doing stuff like that as well. Who's got a nervous twitch? Um, I might after this stream talking about that their cold stuff. You're gonna give me a nervous twitch, Danny. I might have to look at your Facebook profile and figure out about where you're at and have one of them bobbies go pay you a visit. Tell them you're committing mental abuse across the ocean. All right, Vidal, I will make a note of that, and then I will cover it in the video for the deep dive, and then I will also take a look at the Audible thing for you as well and see if I can incorporate that into the deep dive for you also. Whatever, Kim, it is not out of their jurisdiction. You smartass, Greg. Mental abuse? I didn't see nothing, Your Honor. Uh huh. Uh huh. No problem, Vidal. Happy to help. Um, yeah, I'll have to post a article that I seen yesterday for you guys also in the Facebook group because I about fell over when I read it, and I would love to hear your take on it. So I will post that into our Facebook group here in a few because it was kind of entertaining, sort of, but not quite. Because the article was about a criminal act and how somebody cannot be charged for the crime because a particular thing he did, and it was over in France. I know none of us are in France, but I could picture it being something that would happen in one of our countries, more specifically here in the US. And if we were to do it, we would immediately get charged and thrown in the slammer. So I would definitely love to get your opinion. Oh God, are you serious, Kim? When Andrew has to go to court, do you think we can make him wear one of them powdered wigs? Seriously? Seriously? There's no way. Besides that, I thought they only did them like powdered wigs for members of parliament and like the government officials. I didn't think they made everybody wear those anyway. Greg, you're asking for it. I'm just saying. Uh-huh. You guys are just cruel, I'm telling you. But I guess I should expect it because we have this tendency within our crew to pick on each other. I guess it's just my turn today. You know, I'm kind of surprised that we don't have the sisters here because there's one thing I have not seen over the last few weeks that's kind of changed is we haven't heard anything out of the duck in a while. Just saying. I know they'll definitely appreciate it being my turn to be the one getting picked on. Oh, see, now Greg does it. So, just just for bringing back the nostalgia and memories of all of us being here in the community, ladies, if you're watching, this one's for you. Hashtag feed the duck.
Here.
I'm sure if they pop in on the replay, they're going to just love us for that one, Greg. Yeah, it is very likely that they could be doing just that. Speaking of which, I want to see real quick if Greg has crossed his threshold yet for his milestone. So let's see. Because I have been talking about it. I'm curious to see if it has happened yet. Nope, not yet. But you're still only a few away, which is awesome. 493, man. You're getting there. You're getting there. Maybe if I keep mentioning it, you'll get your milestone in the next few days or so. If you're into tech or in general interested in content created by the blind, definitely check out the Blind Guy Show. Greg is an awesome friend and member of the consulting crew and has also been on for an interview, and we may actually have a series of our own that we'll be doing here in the near future. We have to talk about that. But that is definitely something that has been mentioned in our live stream conversations before. And I could definitely see me and Greg having a lot of fun doing some controversial content in the future. Just because, we like to share our opinions on things, especially with the way things are going these past few months and everything else within our community as a whole for the blind community. Yeah. Which milestone would that be, Kim? That would be the 500 subscriber mark. He is 7 away. Which I kind of want to see if any of you guys have reached another milestone yet. So let's check out that one real quick, too. Hey, look at that. Lauren has reached the 222 subscriber mark. Awesome, awesome. And she just did a video for her 1 year anniversary, which is nice. And we'll go to this one. Hey, look at that. Nicole has reached the 108 subscriber mark. Congratulations, ladies, on both of your milestones. Yes, Greg, you do. Um, you still have to hit me up yet about the uh channel logo art and stuff like that so I can help you out getting that done too. But all right, let's see. We are approaching quarter after the hour, so if you have any last minute questions, please feel free to drop them into the live chat. If you're watching on replay, go ahead, drop them in the comment section below, and I'd be more than happy to answer them for you. Before we close out today's stream, just want to again thank everybody for joining us today. And quick reminder that Monday, the 26th, will be the last of the 5 ways to make money from home and online series. And then we will begin the deep dive into the various different options out there for you to make that money from home or online. If you have any questions on any of them, feel free to drop them into the comment section. If you have any one that particularly interests you, please let me know so I can prioritize those for you so they aren't going to be spread out as far within the series. Danny, you're asking for it. What is your idea for a product, Kim? Uh huh. Uh huh. Eventually, Danny, I'm gonna find out your address and I'm gonna send you something in the mail just to get you. You guys are really asking for it. Picking on me. I'm gonna tell Pikachu that she's gonna have to start harassing you guys now too. Uh-huh. Alright, everyone. Thank you again for joining me on the show today. Greg at the Blind Guy Show, Danny Mac, Cam Lackey, Seeing Blind, and Vidal the Blind Reader. Greatly appreciated. I hope you all have a wonderful Monday or Monday evening in your case, Danny. And for those of you who might be watching this on replay, please don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell icon so you can stay updated on the latest videos, live streams, and more. And we will see you on the next live stream next Monday on the last of the series of 5 ways to make money from home and online. Again, feel free to comment below and let me know if there's any particular one in the series that you're interested in or have questions about, and I'll be more than happy to answer them and add them into the priority list for the upcoming series. Feel free to join us in the consulting crew on Facebook. That is CRUE for the consulting crew. And if you have any questions, anything like that, you can also find me on all social media pages. Until the next time, thanks again for joining me. Stay warm, stay safe, and we'll see you next time.